Boom. All right. All right. First one in the week. Feel good about it. 279 XRP. Sounds really good. Oh boy, there it is. I hope there's gonna be questions. I mean, I think a lot of people are waiting for that. I'm waiting for that, you know. Hopefully. We'll go ahead and give some time so we have more fam in the house right now. As soon as you're coming in, do your boy a favor and drop a like and let everybody come here in the house. For those who don't know, okay, there you go. Thank you, AP News, Associated Press. Thank you. Look at all the gold. Oh, come on. Oh, really? Come on, man. I wanted to see the behind the scenes, you know? Just the behind the scenes. All right. How's it going, everybody? And welcome back. Welcome back. Now, like I was saying, it's been a pretty good week so far. Well, the last couple of days, and last week was decent. Some money to be made. Of course, we see September. It's bringing some nice dips, as you can tell. But a lot of people are asking questions about Trump. Oh, who is in charge of this? It's not me, by the way. It's not me. A lot of people have been asking questions about Trump's health. So now more than ever, everyone is watching. Not really for what he's going to say about the Department of Defense. This is obviously nothing to do with crypto, right? If you come here on the public schedule, he's like, Trump makes announcement per White House, the announcement related to the Department of Defense. And right now here we see Trump announces Space Command is moving from Colorado to Alabama. So right now, there's so much going on. Mansoor! Don't you, Mansoor? We're starting the live with dropping bombs, brother. Thank you, brother. That is why you're here. Crypto Revenge. I'll see you there, brother. Well, let's go. We have Russia, Ukraine. There's tariffs. There's FOMC. There's Fed. There's so much going on ahead this new month. And I've been like, where's Trump, right? So there's a lot of people chattering. Like, where's our boy? And today, with this announcement, we'll see him again. So we'll see. Last time we had was the cabinet meeting, but this one should be fun and exciting. And if you guys want to stop by and you know watch it with us, you're more than welcome. Let us know in the comments, of course. And I want to say a big shout out to Mansoor for always bringing some heat to the room. That's why we're here. I'm very happy and blessed. Look at all those new members. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Mansoor, never leave my Discord. You're always going to be there, brother. Thank you so much. And thank you to Emily in the house. Chipper, I see you there. We have Orion Reacts too. Orion, it's been a while. John 316, Brandon White. And I know we're going to have more people coming in. The brand new members right now. Now, will this be another 30 to 40 minute delay, right? What's up, Kalpesh? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Great job. Thank you. Usually, they delay it by a long time. I hope this is not the case because we are going live about 15 minutes, prior to the announced time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern time. I know, Josh. I know, man. Typically, he's late by an hour. Hopefully, this is not going to be the case, right? Motivator Matthews, what's up, buddy? Welcome. So, 269 right now we're seeing for the price. That's the lowest we've seen it. While let me go ahead and move this membership right here. Let's go. Big shout out to Mansoor. That Danny. What up, Joseph? XRP is on a sale at the moment. Let's go. Hey guys, so for those who watch my previous video just today, they call me scammer all the time. I get it, right? Fine. Something that I can take because although it's false, but people will call me whatever they want. Okay. That was a plane. I can hear that. Wow. Oh wow, it's nearby. Good. Someone's coming. Oh wow, that's loud. Space Force, yes, Space Force, Department of Defense, something like that. But I hope that he's gonna take some questions, right? And if that's the case, then we're gonna get a lot of juice from there. We're gonna a lot of juice, and hopefully, people are gonna be asking the right questions, and we'll see, what's the latest. Because lately, there's been a lot of concerns about the president's health, and well, we'll see if that's true or not. I'm excited to see what's up. What's up, everybody? What's today's news? Today's news. There's not much going on with XRP actually. Lately, right now, we're just waiting. But overall, markets are doing what's right. Not collapsing, but letting us have a little bit more time to buy the dip. Thanks, Mansoor, of course. Just to pump it. Good even if it's not. I mean, it's everything. It's true. People say it's gonna be a nothing burger. Well, guys, you're here. Always excited for we always watch, those briefings when the Trump is having this type of announcements. Because last week we had another major announcement from the White House, and it was related to the FIFA World Cup. So they didn't tell us it was related to about the FIFA World Cup. It was just we were waiting about, okay, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be about? And then everybody realized, oh, there you go. So I think learning from that experience, they decided to give us some context as far as what they're gonna be talking about. But the White House press pool is gonna be there, right? So the White House press pool, they don't make the trip for free. They want to get an answer to many concerns they have, So that's why we're waiting for that. I mean, if he's going to speak about Jerome Powell, maybe he's going to say something about Putin, because yesterday was the deadline. I was watching cable television, and yesterday was the deadline, to hear from them as far regarding the meeting between Vladimir Putin and Zelensky. But we didn't hear anything from the media. So, meaning that, so what's going on, right? It's probably about cleaning up the crime in Chicago. Probably about the name change from DOD to DOW. Okay. That could be it. That could be it, actually. Because back last week, they were talking about changing it, right? Department of Defense to the Department of War. If that's the case, then that's actually big, for a lot of people. Shout out to all my veterans in the house. Anybody here serving or the past, thank you so much for being here and joining us. We love it. By the way, I believe CoinMarketCap changed the UI, so the user interface looks a little bit different, much cleaner, so you can see everything a little bit more busy, but still organized. We got Army Reserve. What's up, Waldemar? Good to see you. DLC Department of Crypto. Could you imagine ever, in the future having a Department of Crypto? Oh, dude, that's the dream. That will be the dream. Space station mooning soon. Let's go. Very nice to have more people here in the house. Welcome. Is this live only about XRP or can we talk about other coins? Every single one of my lives, we can talk about whatever as long as it's related to crypto, right? Related to the markets, related to the economy, related to business and different companies. Yeah, absolutely. Because crypto and XRP, they get affected by many, many, many things. There's a war, if there's a conflict, if there's a presidential race, people say, well, why is XRP pumping all the way after Trump won back in November? Like, why are we pumping, Oscar? Well, because President Biden was literally doing nothing for crypto, and Trump comes in and he wants to make crypto the capital of the world. Well, of course, we're going to pump if he wins, right? I mean, it's a no-brainer. Makes sense. Whew. We're happy and excited, guys. First link down below at the top of the chat. Let's get it. Coming to BTCC. I have some news for you too there. Man, we're so ready. And I'm already about to get, I'm already asking them, but I'm about to get my winner, my 2000 XRP winner. They're just getting it for me soon. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put you on a timeout, my friend. Just a little bit. I see like 20 of those. So World River Financial yesterday, at least stop dumping at 20, but yeah, it was tough. 39 to 20. Tons of people got liquidated, and well, big risk, big reward, but also high risk. You play the game, you can lose it all. It happens. But thankfully, my strategy worked, made money, got out, and I'm right now with cash reserves on this side, chilling, knowing that there might be more opportunities, but I'm very happy that I was able to make some money with. I was able to make some money with Trump coin, and also was able to make some money with Wolfi. The only coin that I lost or made me lose money was Melania, the way it was handled. But other than that, we had some pretty good gains, right? Not the million level gains, right? But something decent where you say like trading makes sense, trading works, and there you have it. What's up, planets? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. TJ in the house. I see you there. XRP price by the end of the year. I've heard many stories and I've heard many angles to that. I think mine right now is we have to pass all-time high. And all-time high is 3.66 or 3.80 something. So in the 3.70s, right? We have to pass that, no problem, by the end of the year. It's September now. So assuming that the next 30 days, won't be as exciting, but maybe at the end of this month, we'll see a change, right? Change in pace. just pushing us to break that $4. Because going to $3, guys, if you're literally not doing anything right now at 280, then that's a big problem. But that's on you, right? I mean, it's not on me, it's on you, because you already know that. I made countless videos telling you all in before $3, right? But there's no financial advice. You know what to do. The reason why we go down doesn't have to do anything with XRP. It was just because of the month, right? Could it go lower? Absolutely. But honestly, anything at $2 XRP should be fine, because we haven't even received any news as far as the ETFs. So we're still waiting for a few things. What's up, Johnny in the house? Let's go. Mikey, I see that. Of course. Mikey Evers. XRP ETF in October. Rico, Bloomberg says we're going to get an XRP ETF approval in 2025. There's a 90% plus chance that happens. All right, so it's 2 p.m. Eastern. Welcome to all the 1,600 people watching us right now. What's up? Welcome. It's 2 p.m. Eastern, and we are basically ready for the president. Let's see, Truth Social. 5 hours ago, Chicago is the murder capital of the world. Not good. Chicago, the murder capital of the world. That's not good. Obviously, things have to change there, and that's why he's tweeting. So he might say something about that in this one if he takes questions, which honestly, I think he has to take a bunch of questions, because last time that I heard him speak was at the cabinet meeting. Other than that, I mean, he's been playing golf, right, and relaxing this weekend, which is much deserved. That'll be nice. Next price for XRP. We're going to go for consolidation at 2. All right, fam. Poll is coming in right now. A poll is coming in right now. All my XRP fam, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. I'm not buying a Lambo. I'm buying a tank. You want to buy a tank? Go ahead. I'm buying a Lambo. I want a Lambo. I was telling some of my friends that I want to get a Revuelto. But then I was like, you know what? I first need to get used to a supercar. So I decided to go with the Huracan to start. Have it for a few years and then go to a Revuelto. The Revuelto is beautiful. It's hybrid and it's everything I've been dreaming of. But I think it's best to start with a Huracan just to get the idea of a supercar, right? And then, because if I mess up something, at least it's not gonna cost me as much as a Revuelto to fix. I want to pay my mortgage. Some people say. Huge difference between XRP gamblers and XRP investors. Please keep selling your coins so I can buy them for cheap. Eliza in the house. Welcome. Very happy to see you. Thoughts on lo-fi meme. I have a good friend called Zach Humphreys. He loves Sui and lo-fi, so I think it's a good one. I don't have any, but I know people who are very much involved in lo-fi. For sure. I'm a Ferrari guy, but McLaren has caught my eye. Boca, what's up, Boca? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, Boca. Welcome. I remember you. Leaves the Lambo, Oscar. All right. We are just waiting for Trump to make a nice official announcement. There's a lot of people watching, of course. Like I said at the very beginning, so welcome, guys. Like I said, people want to hear how the president is doing, right? Not only about what he's going to speak today, but also like, hey, are you okay, sir? Like, we see your hands, we see your feet. Like, is everything okay with you, sir? Like, people have concerns, right? What's up, Danny in the house? Greetings. There you go, brother. Nice to see you, Danny. Appreciate it. My Hispanic family there in the house. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. What do you think about VVS Finance? I love Namaste. I mean, I've used VVS Finance on Chronos Chain for so long. So yeah. What is this? The guy who is crying about XRP, gambler and investor, that guy is clearly a gambler. Man. So Lex, Trump been working hard for this. No, I mean the guy's about to be 80, right? I mean, I've seen the comments, I've seen the videos on TikTok about, those some videos have honesty and they're just looking for him. Other ones are excited that he's sick or so. I'm like, what? I mean, I guess it's just what it is, right? But yeah, I mean, come on, the guy's almost 80 and he's still the president, and obviously he hasn't had an easy life, right, in many ways. But you can already tell that it's not the same Trump from 2015 that was unstoppable. That Trump 2015 was the greatest showman, right? Now it's been 10 years and you can already see the age, right? So that's why it's okay. I mean, I'm happy bands, JD is there ready to rumble, but it's just gonna get more interesting. It's gonna get more interesting for sure. Interesting. Hey, Oscar, we love you here in Orlando. Keep up with the excellent XRP content. What's up, Radical? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Love to see you, Radical Vibes in the house. I remember you, buddy. Orlando, Florida. I want to go to Disney World so bad, bro. Disney, it's just been so long. I want to go back and enjoy a good time. What is your expectation for the price of XRP by the end of the year? No, like I said, passing all-time high should be an easy task. But don't forget, for a coin like XRP, passing all-time high is not difficult, but it's not difficult because we have so much potential ahead. But there's a bunch of sellers. So let me say, we can reach $5. You believe we can reach $5? Drop a like right now. Tell me in the comments, yes, if you think so. We can reach $10. We can reach $7. But how long will it stay there? How long? That's what I'm talking about. Because we can reach $4 right now, but in a 1 minute candle. How many of you will have the chance, time, and system ready to buy? 99% of us, we won't. It's how long are you able to sell, buy, or at least take a screenshot at that price? That's the reality, guys. That's the reality. Just to give you a really good example, World Liberty Financial, WorldFi, when it listed on Mexi, it went to $1, 60 seconds, and then back to 30 cents. For 60 seconds. So yeah, if you weren't ready, you lost it. Yeah, the ultimate scam, Jake says. So, right, I mean, remember how we broke $3 for XRP and everybody like, oh, way, and then came down immediately? And now you look back and we were at $3, above $3 for a month. For a month, above $3. So that's so good. Speaks that now there's a much higher consolidation level and people are more used to the price level and things are changing for the better. So that's my only concern, right? Are whales going to be okay just leaving the price and not messing up, or they just want to see $4 and immediately take profits. That's why we need those spot ETFs, for sure. And we need cuts, not only at 25 basis point, not only at 25.25, we need more than 25. Like Trump says, cut one whole percent. I mean, if we do that, that's going to be so good. So there's no audio yet. It's officially 10 past. And this is what I was concerned. This is what I was worried. But hopefully they're going to come in. Because they always do that, bro. I'm always here ready. And rarely they are early or on time. Just rarely. Let me see if it's live. It should be coming in soon. White House. Oh no. Oh no. It's not live here on X. So, meaning that we're still waiting a bit. And it's okay. I wanted to give you ETA, right? ETA. As you're here with us having some fun. We have Tim saying, once ETF's institutional adoption and XRP utility runs kicking, who knows what price will hit. Plus a very small percentage of population currently even know crypto exists. Tim, it's not going to be surprising that from $1, $2 or $3 XRP, we could go to $10 or even $20. Imagine just telling normies, hey, those $20 that you're about to spend for lunch, there's this coin called XRP. It went from $1 to $20. And they're going to be like, oh boy, should I buy? Yes. Sounds ridiculous because from $1 to $20, you're talking about trillions in market cap, right? 1.something trillion. But have we seen 1.something trillion before? The answer is yes. So 1.something trillion in market cap is not difficult to get for something like XRP. I'm not saying hundreds of trillions. No. Just 1.something trillion. It's a lot of money. But considering people have no clue about crypto, let alone XRP, makes sense. You think Trump will give contracts to XRP? Nah, bro. Julio. No, that's too much to ask. It's too much to ask for anybody here. But well, hey, you never know. This is crypto, right? Crypto can surprise everyone. That I can tell you. What's this? Stronghold confirms XRP and XLM ISO winners. Okay, cool. I was watching what's to come. What's this? President Donald Trump is what? Can't believe. I'm telling you, like X is a place where you have to treat it very, very carefully. You know?
What are your thoughts on that Ethereum will flip Bitcoin? I think it's ridiculous.
Typical Bitcoin maxi response. Those Bitcoin maxis, brother. Those Bitcoin maxis. Bro, they're calling our boy David Schwartz a scammer. Can you believe that? Those who watched the video, thanks. Funny clips. What's up, Secretary in the house? Welcome. By the way, just remember. So I'll tell you some updates, guys. I'm going to DC. Praise God, I'm going to DC, and I'll be there for a while in November. And I wonder that I mean, I know what to do, right? It's just DC, have a good time, have a fun time. Maybe go to the White House, not inside. I don't think I can get in. Or I should show them my XRP, and they'll be like, Come in. I should buy some Wolfi and Trump coin, and they'll be like, "Hey, let me in, let me in." I'm excited. Last time I was in DC, 2018 or so, 2017. So I'm going back this year. Just enjoy good time with family and friends. So should be nice. DC XRP successfully completes Swift testing phase. It won't even matter if the market is up or down. XRP will get a piece of it all. Eliza, I love how bullish you are, honestly. I love how bullish you are, for sure. Really nice. You may get lucky. They do tours, Oscar, but you need to schedule for it. Yes. We'll be so happy, to take a look at it. At least DC is safe now. Yes, I knew. I mean, I know. I've been watching news so much that at first I was skeptical a little bit, but I'm like, I think it's going to be fine. Come on. So we got to be safe and sound in DC. But also, guys, drum rolls. I just got a call today from my friends at my agency and BTCC, and they just told me that I'm for sure going to Singapore and that I'm for sure going to the F1 race. Your boy is going to be at the F1 race Singapore this coming month. And I'll be talking 24 night Singapore, representing the Oscar Ramos channel and all of us guys. First and foremost, I want to say thank you, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't get there. We're doing it for the fam, and I'll take you with me every step of the way, like I did last year and like I did with Dubai. So if you're watching us from Singapore, I'll be there. I've met some incredible people. One of them, particularly, he works at a great place where right next to him there's ByteDance, the TikTok company. And I was able to get in and see the offices. It was pretty nice. So there's a lot of different parties and meetups. And one is crypto.com. And I have another friend from crypto.com that told me, if you're coming, I'm going to get you into this VIP party so you meet the team. I'm like, will I finally be able to meet Chris and Eric? Hopefully, yes. So I'll take some pictures, guys, and I'll tell you. But yeah, I'm going to go to a race. That's what it looks like. And crypto, man. Crypto is changing lives. I'm telling you guys. So I'm very excited to share with you, my community, that all the hard work, right, and the progress it's paying off. It's paying off really well. So send it, bro. The capital of crypto. Ooh, Sky. What's up, Sky? Send it, of course. Let's see what we have here. More emails, and emails. Oh, yeah, get ready. Now, with that being said, we're still waiting for Donald J. Trump to give us some juice. But in classic fashion, now we've been waiting 20 minutes. Why are you doing this? I think next time I'm just going to come half an hour later. Will5 keeping us updated with the latest. JP Morgan just called Ripple a heavyweight. I'm not sure where that is. Not sure where that's coming from. If there's a source. Here it is. What is this? What's the date? September 2nd. JP Morgan calls XRP heavyweight as major exchange reserves jumped. Not sure if this is even true. But we'll take a look at it right now. Not sure, but there's a lot of the times bunch of headlines that are sometimes not true or false. So you got to be careful with those. But if it's true, that's nice. Justin, Tunes and Ripple have expanded their global partnership to further transform cross-border payments. Love it. Nimit says, don't miss the F1 parties and concerts, but also get ready for have a portable fan. It will be hot. Thank you, Nimit. Appreciate it for that. Yeah, I've never been to one race. Never, ever. I live in the US and I haven't gone to Austin or Orlando, Miami, right? So, yeah, I think this is going to be just a nice experience. I mean, I don't know what to expect, so I'll just take it all in. I'll just take it all in. Ooh. And we have, yes, everything looks good there. Oh, yes. Oh, no. I thought it was live already. Man, these people, they really don't have it. That's something that I will tell them. If you're telling me 2 p.m. Eastern time, just tell me 2:30 or 3. I mean, right? But I get it. Just saying, right? Just saying. White House and more. Crypto.com ready to take your wealth to the next level. Man, I know. Things are gonna be pretty good, fam. Excited. Oh yeah, there was an interview with Chris. I saw the video. I'll take a look at it soon. What is this? In the video, it clearly says XRP is for retards. This is how some Bitcoin maxis really feel about XRP. Thoughts? Let's give it a look, guys, because there's nothing better to do than watching Bitcoin maxis talk about XRP. Oh yeah, music to my ears.
Right, it's the same shit. They're just lying to people. They're creating this pyramid scheme and trying to dump their bags on people forever.
Yeah, and I would argue that if Bitcoin didn't exist, the government would shut something like this down.
Yeah,
this is illegal counterfeiting.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think that the reason that Gary Gensler hasn't gone after all of these cryptocurrencies, I mean, if he would have said a couple of years ago, hey, these are all unregistered securities, we're going to go after every single one of them. I don't care if it takes the government 100 years. What would happen? Everything would go into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then maybe you have a few idiots that are like, oh, we're going to take it over and it's going to rip. But it's, I think it's a psyop. I think that there's really important people who understand that the game theory is playing out. You can't change the protocol. How do you stop the Bitcoin price from going through the roof?
Yeah.
You let people get wrecked buying shit like this.
Yes, which is why XRP is for retards, and it is retarded.
And evil
it's
people.
causing retardation, actually, of Bitcoin adoption. Now,
Tears. It brings tears to nobody. Absolutely nobody. I mean, I can see BS from a mile away. If a company is fake, I will call it and I'm like, I'm out. This is not what I want to be associated with. But Ripple is not that.
why XRP is for retards, and it is retarded.
And evil
it's
people.
causing retardation, actually, of Bitcoin adoption. Now, it's hard to say, right? You can't rerun these experiments. Would Bitcoin adoption be going on faster if there weren't all this market cap in XRP?
I'm just saying. So you want us to buy, listen honestly, guys. So you want us to buy a 100,000 coin, which you got more than likely for 3,000 in 2000. You want us to buy and make you wealthier and richer. You want us to pump your bags, ignore other projects and just pump Bitcoin and be happy with it, that we can only probably do a 2-3x in the next 5 years or less. I mean, and not take the chance to explore other different opportunities that are also doing extremely well because technologies are changing, right? That's what I don't get about Bitcoin Maxis, brother. It's like, you don't have to put us down or any other project down. Understand that we want money. We want financial freedom, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, whichever. People yeah, we like XRP, we like the army. This is a great project and a company, right? A whole ecosystem, the network. But XRP just made a 6x for me since Trump won, from 50 cents to $3. Just made a 6x. What? Am I a retard because I bought XRP? Am I a retard because I made 6x? Instead of before Trump won, crypto was Bitcoin was 70 or so. It went to 130, 120 mostly. Like the highest 120. That's not even 2x. Less than 2x. So less than 2x for 6x. Less than 2x, 6x. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I want money. There's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe, maybe not. But we can say that every retard that falls for the XRP PSYOP and puts their purchasing power in XRP rather than Bitcoin, well, that's non-accretive to Bitcoin. Although in the long run, when this thing blows up, as it inevitably will, it will trigger a stampede of people out of XRP into Bitcoin. So although it might retard Bitcoin adoption,
Wait.
stampede of people out of XRP into Bitcoin. So although
Guys, are you selling XRP for Bitcoin? I want to see a spam of no in the chat right now. Moderators, don't pause or ban anybody. I want to see a spam of no in the chat right now. They think we're gonna sell. We're gonna sell. I mean, I see some yes. I see some yes. Dude. Once again, just for the vibes. Brother, are you kidding me?
long run, when this thing blows up, as it inevitably will, it will trigger a stampede of people out of XRP into Bitcoin. So although it might retard Bitcoin adoption in the short run, it's likely to amplify it in the long run. This is one of those, you get into these weird scenario spaces where you realize like everything is good for Bitcoin.
I was just going to say that. And all roads lead to Bitcoin.
Yeah, you just can't avoid it.
So maybe this is a good thing.
If you wanted to see what they actually think, this is one of many. Drop a like, guys. Consider subscribing to the channel and turn on the notification bell button. We're here at XRP Army and crypto and Bitcoin, but it's just different, man. Like people don't get it, man. Like if we want money and you don't want to wait 10 years from now or so, you have to move in, right? So Pengu, just to give you another example, Pengu. I made good money with Pengu. It went down a bunch because it's a meme coin, but it also went all the way to the moon too. You don't have to just stay with one tribe. You have to. You can open yourself up and learn and see where things are headed, and you can make a lot of money and also take profits, right? So there's seasons, guys, and things are coming in. But I like this one. Let me see the comments. I've been called worse. That's good. Look at this one. The one and only, the almighty, Mr. White.
Right, it's the same shit.
I like this one. XRP is retarded, yet they set up a camera and mic and they spend 45 minutes talking about it. That's not criticism. That's obsession. Obsession with XRP. Oh, man. Oscar, you have Bitcoin. Why not? I have Bitcoin, yes. I like Bitcoin. I mean, instead of having real estate or gold, silver, I like Bitcoin. But I'm not calling Bitcoin a scam, you know? What's up, Rohan? Good to see you. Welcome. Tired of XRP? Well, you know what to do. If you're tired of crypto, then I get it, right? I mean, I've been in crypto for 5 years, so I'm not a machine. I'm not an AI. I got tired of it. But guys, That is why one of the things that we say in crypto is go out. Can somebody fill in? Go out and touch some grass. Life is beautiful, guys. Don't stay watching at the charts all day. Don't stay watching the charts all day. If you cannot handle it, right? That's what it is. That guy is an idiot. He needs to be asked, why isn't Bitcoin in the ISO 222 list? It's true. Thank you, Bar. Appreciate it. And welcome aboard. Guys, it's 30 minutes past the time, but welcome to the White House usual delay. It always happens. Sadly, sometimes a full hour. And somebody told me it's gonna be a full hour, and I'm like, please no. But it kind of feels like it's gonna be that way. Hopefully not. But we're still waiting. We're still waiting a bit. This is not live, so yeah, it's painful, but we're still having a good time. We're still having a good time. Apparently, Trump just said there will be an emergency meeting tomorrow. Where do you see that? What? Oh boy, I love my community. You always tell me everything. Thank you. Okay, what do we have here, boys? Well, tomorrow, I don't think this is going to be open to the media. Because it's a meeting, it's not an announcement. There it is. Watching China-Russia partnership in Spotlight. Is it on Truth Social or just on Watch Guru? It's not on Truth Social, which we don't know exactly what they mean if where they're getting this info. Emergency meeting. Trump says there will be an emergency meeting. Yes, emergency meeting. Okay. Yeah, people are posting right now this emergency meeting. What is it about? Well, tariffs. Yep. This is what I was expecting. This is what I was expecting based on what I heard yesterday, that Putin hadn't called to set up a meeting with Vladimir Putin. Could be that Putin is playing him, right? And obviously it's not going to help the macro. We want the macro to move forward, but yesterday was supposed to be the deadline Trump gave Putin, right? But there's nothing going on right now based on this. And this comment confirms President Trump says he's very disappointed in Russian President Putin. So we'll see. That's what I'm saying, guys. This month, there's a lot there going on.
Going to flip Bitcoin and be bigger than that is the most brain dead, dog shit, dumb thing. You can't say that with a straight face.
Okay. You remember that we just watched 2 Bitcoin Maxis talk? Here you go. I present to you the Bitcoin Maxi King. Some of you are not ready to hear this, but strap in, okay? Strap in, because this guy is not gonna say anything positive about XRP. Get ready. While we wait for Trump. Let's Let us know in the comments right now, guys. We have a poll right now going on too, almost 2,000 votes. Shout out to Mansoor for the kind donation. So let's see.
To say that Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin and be bigger than that is the most brain dead, dog shit, dumb thing. You can't say that with a straight face. You have to be like deeply incentivized by some other effort. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And what I've said again is, let's say Ethereum. So Ethereum's not trying to be money. We all know that. It's a supercomputer. It's a stablecoin power-upper. It's a NFT, whatever the fuck. But, you know, what these smart contract people don't understand is like money's the biggest problem in the world, the $500 trillion problem. We fix money, we fix more than half the world's problems. Let's say Ethereum is going to be as big as Apple, which, by the way, that's like what Steve Jobs created is one of the most defiant companies in modern history. Apple Computer has changed the world half a dozen times over. Linux, operating systems, computing, the iPhone, the App Store. Do you guys understand that without Apple, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, these products wouldn't exist? So let's assume Ethereum becomes the new Apple.
Ethereum becomes a new Apple. Thank you, Josh. Welcome, buddy. One of my greatest members here too, Josh. Appreciate it, buddy. Welcome. And welcome to everybody here.
Think about how much value Apple has created to society. And let's say Ethereum, let's give credit Ethereum doesn't deserve. Okay, 3 trillion, not 500 trillion. If Ethereum becomes the new Apple, Ethereum would be like as big as Bitcoin is today. So Ethereum would need to become the new Apple to compete with Bitcoin now. Bitcoin, I said in the beginning of the show, 2.15 trillion, and we're on a dip. All-time highs, we're closer to 3 trillion. So you're saying Ethereum, the world's computer, is going to be bigger than the equities market? What are you, smoking crack? You crazy? It's just stupid. It's just stupid. It's a CNBC soundbite. The guy's on the board of a treasury company stacking Ethereum.
This is pretty insane, you know, because Bitcoin maxes, you know, as soon as people start losing or you know, redirecting their attention from Bitcoin to something else, declares war. XRP surges, he declares war. Ethereum surges, he declares war. Noticing a pattern? They tell everybody they're saving the world, but in reality, they need your exit liquidity. And that is my, that's one of my biggest arguments, right? About just buying full Bitcoin, because we are going all in on Bitcoin and just not doing anything else but Bitcoin. It's like, you understand there's some people who bought Bitcoin at $1, literally $1. And you're buying it 100,000x higher at $100,000, right? So you're buying Bitcoin 100,000x higher than some other people did, but you feel bad because they tell you if you're buying XRP, you're a scammer, you're a retard. That's not the way to do it, guys. Even after all these years, there's better projects that do much more than Bitcoin. Just because they are less than a year old doesn't mean that they're going to be bad or they're going to provide less value. Obviously, Bitcoin is the top G, is the biggest one when it comes to market cap, and it's the creator of many things, but not the only one to give our attention and money to.
It's not personal. I'm just like being honest. You want my honest opinion? That's my honest opinion. I mean, come on. Let's be real. What are we talking about? It's the dumbest thing.
Ethereum has far more utility and projects behind it. An investor dream. An investor Bitcoin dominance is scarce. Gonna the days of the old. Thank you, Liza. Welcome. Thanks so much.
That's like saying NVIDIA is going to be worth half the world's wealth. Are you dumb? It's just like there's money and then there are companies. Two entirely different things. ridiculous. But what's super unfortunate is people watch that shit on TV and they believe it. Whatever. I mean, markets are binary. For everyone that's right, someone's got to be wrong. So for all of us listening to this show that are going to be right, we need someone to take the other side of our trade.
And Bitcoin maxis are not
To say that Ethereum
leave Bitcoin without a fight. So I get it. We get it, fam. Is XRP the same route as Amazon? We have another creator here, Bull Runners. We're gonna go and mega explode. Well, I think you already know the answer in due time, right? Oh, there's Jasmine. Shout out to my Jasmine fam, of course. I think he just called XLM an S coin. Welcome to the party. What is this? What is this?
I'll tell you guys this.
Okay, watch this.
I'll tell you guys this. I was going to have a partnership with MoneyGram. Strike was going to have a partnership with MoneyGram for cross-border payments for like really exciting stuff. And they said some shitcoin has us under an exclusive agreement where we can't actually partner with you for a few more years. So there are shitcoins that print tokens in their basement, pay Justin Bieber to tell everyone they're awesome, sell those shitcoins to retailers that are unassuming, and then take those dollars and spend them on private deals, marketing, and partnerships. Crazy. So I think this stuff's just going to take time, but I think it's awesome that Tether, they're Bitcoiners. These are my co-founders, guys. Like, I know them well. These guys are Bitcoiners. And for that, I think as a Bitcoiner, I'm very grateful that the most successful company in the world right now is run by Bitcoiners. And they're technologists. I think it's great. I think it's going to take time. I don't think it matters that much today, but we'll see. The free market will elect it. Like, I think
it's crazy. I think he just called XLM an S coin. Welcome to the party. All roads lead to whichever money is the hardest, Bitcoin. So it comes from this one. Gotcha. I think it's gonna be a good one to listen to, to have some good moments there and to see what Bitcoiners are obviously thinking. Because it's not gonna be thrilled for XRP. I think a lot of people, need to understand how early we are in this process, and Bitcoin is still, and it will be fine, and it's gonna go much higher in value, but not by force, not by force. By fam, how do I say this? 42 minutes after. Can't believe it. Trump, my boy, brother, finally. 2 minutes, finally. My boy. Can't believe it. It's oh man. Okay, it's coming now. It's coming now. We got the live from the White House, so we should be having news from Associated Press very, very, very soon, guys. So drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notification bells. It's coming, Christina. It's coming soon. Thank God. Yes. Uncle Trump late to his own party. It happens. I mean, they're doing something, right? Preparing him or so with the hands, who knows? I'm happy that it's finally coming in soon. Now this is new. Didn't know. I don't think I see it on my Google Calendar. Can someone ask him to resend the link? Yeah, we don't know yet. Like another announcement tomorrow about tariffs, and it could be on Russia, because if he is disappointed with Vladimir Putin, then that means that he is gonna make sure that Vladimir Putin hears very well all the consequences. Sure, it's in Russia. Has to be in Russia. Should be fun. You need those spot ETFs coming in so soon, guys. That I can tell you. Yep. I was right. Yep, I was right. Once it's on raw alerts, it's official. Once it's on raw alert, it's official. Yes, because the other, I mean, I've heard it from another source here on X, but I didn't trust that one much. But this one I trust. This one is good. Once it's on raw alerts, watch out. So what happened here is that Vladimir Putin didn't agree to a conversation with Zelensky, so the war continues. The war continues. So it means that the conversation they had in Alaska didn't work. And it also means that everyone who went to the White House in August, all the European leaders and everything that they were trying to do, didn't work. That's what it means. Because hearing this means that Trump is already frustrated. Meaning that have some cash on the side, guys. Have some cash on the side. We might go lower. Okay? We might go lower. Things are going to get a little bit more intense. What's up, Thomas? Good to see you and welcome. They're setting up Trump like the weekend at Bernie's to go live on air. Yeah, man, this is not gonna be bueno. What's going to happen is tomorrow he's going to announce massive tariffs and sanctions against Russia. What's going to happen? And if they take questions today, oh boy, get ready. We're gonna get absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. Yes. So we're just moments away. There you go. Audio. Associated.
Well, thank you very much. It's a very important day and an important announcement with great friends of mine. I think I can say this group is every one of them. I rate a 10. I can't always say that, even if they're Republicans, and these are Republicans, great Republicans. I want to thank you all for being here for this important announcement, 7 years in the making. As you know, this has been going on for a long period of time. And I am thrilled to report that the U.S. Space Command headquarters will move to the beautiful locale of a place called Huntsville, Alabama, forever to be known from this point forward as Rocket City. Okay, so Huntsville, Alabama, we love Alabama. I only won it by about 47 points. I don't think that influenced my decision, though, right? That didn't, right? But we had a lot of competition for this, and Alabama's getting it, Huntsville in particular. So congratulations, everybody. Katie, congratulations. This will result in more than 30,000 Alabama jobs, and probably much more than that, and hundreds of millions of dollars of investment. And that's billions, because it can't be millions. It's billions and billions of dollars. Most importantly, this decision will help America defend and dominate the high frontier, as they call it. I want to thank Secretary Pete Hegseth. He's doing a fantastic job. And Secretary of the Air Force Troy Mink. Troy, thank you very much. Great job you're doing, Troy. This is such a big deal. This is one that everybody wanted to know. What are you doing? I also want to thank Senators Katie Britt, and I want to give my condolences. Your grandmother, her grandmother just passed away. She was 100, right?
100, and she loved you, Mr. President.
Well, and she was very proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Very, very proud of you. So thank you, Katie.
Wonderful woman.
She must have been. To produce you indirectly, I can tell you she had to be. Tommy Tuberville, who's a great coach. And I won't say anything about what happened with Alabama football this weekend.
Let's leave that out.
But you're not You're not used to that, right? You're not used to that. But Tommy, Auburn won, is right. They did. So you're happy. Tommy's been a great senator, as you know, and a fantastic guy all around. He was also a tremendous coach. House Armed Services Committee Chair Mike Rogers. Thank you, Mike. Where's Mike? Mike, thank you very much. Doing great, Mike. Representatives Barry Moore, all great friends, Robert Adderholt, Gary Palmer, and Dale Strong. Thank you all very much, fellas. Appreciate it. In my first term, I created a thing called Space Force, so important. You know, we were losing the race in space very badly to China and to Russia, and now we're far and away #1 in space, and reestablished Space Com with a mission to protect American space assets and detect any threat to our homeland. We initially selected Huntsville for the Spacecom headquarters, yet those plans were wrongfully obstructed by the Biden administration. And as you know, they moved them to a different locale. And today we're moving forward with what we want to do and the place that we want to have this. And this will be there for hopefully hundreds of years. That's where it's going to be. I will say I want to thank Colorado. The problem I have with Colorado, one of the big problems, they do mail-in voting. They went to all mail-in voting. So they have automatically crooked elections. And we can't have that. When a state is for mail-in voting, that means they want dishonest elections, because that's what that means. So that played a big factor also. In Huntsville, Spacecom will play a key role in building the Golden Dome, as you know. That's going to be a big thing. Everybody wants to be a participant in it. Missile Defense Shield, we're going to be having a Golden Dome that the likes of which nobody's ever seen before. The finest, the best. And by the way, Canada called. They want to be a part of it, and that'll be great. But Canada wants very much to be included in that, and we're going to work something out with them, I hope. It will also ensure that our technological capabilities, of which we're way ahead of anybody else, there's nobody close, remain unmatched long into the future. So I'd like to ask Secretary Hegseth to say a few words. He was very much a part of it. And really, everybody behind me was. Every one of these people would call me and lobby me. I said, Katie, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I know what you want. She said, that's right, sir. That's what I want. And they got their way. So I just want to congratulate. These are really special people. They're politicians in many ways, but they're great patriots, I think even more so than politicians. So they fought very hard to get it, and it's an honor to give it to Huntsville. Pete, say a few words, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. As usual, right place, right time, for the right reason. In your first administration, you established the Space Force at a time when we knew we had to be looking to that domain of space. You also reestablished Spacecom to ensure that priority was put in place, and you, through the Air Force, independently identified that Huntsville, Alabama was the right place to put it. For other reasons, in the next administration under Biden, they decided to move it somewhere else. Well, during that time, the DOD Inspector General, the Government Affairs Office, they did their own assessments, and where did they say Spacecom should go? Huntsville, Alabama. So what you're doing today, Mr. President, is restoring it to precisely where it should be based on what the Space Force, the Air Force, your leadership believes will give us strategic advantage in the future. That is Huntsville, Alabama. We are way ahead in space, but this will ensure we stay leaps and bounds ahead, because that's the most important domain. Whoever controls the skies will control the future of warfare. And Mr. President, today you're ensuring that happens. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Katie, would you like to say something?
Mr. President, we are grateful for your leadership on this and restoring Space Command to its rightful home in Huntsville, Alabama. This delegation has worked together, both chambers, both parties, to make sure that Huntsville was the place that Space Command called home. As was mentioned, obviously the Biden administration chose to make this political. What we want to do is put the safety and security of Americans first. We want to make sure that our warfighter is put first, and we want to make sure that America continues to lead. And today, Mr. President, you've allowed that to happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tommy, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. This is a great day for our country, not just for our state of Alabama. We need help in our military. We need to catch up. And as Secretary Hegseth said, we're not behind in space, but we know where we're at, and we need to expound on that. Now, this move will save the taxpayers $480 million. It's not going to cost more. It's going to cut $480 million. We have the plans intact. It'll be behind a secure wall in Huntsville, Alabama, at Redstone Arsenal. We have 40,000 people there. We have the FBI there. We have missile defense there. We have NASA, Blue Origin, and SpaceX. It is the perfect place for Space Command. I would tell you today, and I've spoke with the president for the last 3 or 4 years about this. If I thought it needed to go somewhere else because I understand the security of our country, I'd be for that. But the best place for Space Command is Huntsville, Alabama, because what we have and what it means to this country is going to be so important. So thank you, Mr. President, for this, and we look forward to building a huge Space Command and having the Donald J. Trump Space Command Center in Huntsville, Alabama.
Wow.
JD, would you like to say something?
Sure. Well, Mr. President, thank you. I'll be very brief here. I lobbied the president hard to put it in Ohio, but he said these people behind us, these Alabamas, are just too powerful and too persuasive. And so it's in Alabama, but as Tommy said, this is exactly the right place for Space Force and Space Command. I think Americans ought to appreciate the fact that you can't win the battle of the future unless you control the skies. The cyber security, the communications, the entire infrastructure of the battle in the 21st century will be in space. So it was a visionary move in the first administration for the president to set up Space Force, and I think an equally visionary move to make sure that Space Force is right where it should be in Huntsville, Alabama. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen, anybody want to say anything? Would you like to say?
Mr. President, another promise made, another promise kept. You think about it, Redstone Arsenal is critical to national security. The president said when you were the 45th president, let's do what's right for national security. And today, that's exactly what we're doing. It's not because of this or that. It's because it's right for national security. You think of the 21 categories that were evaluated to determine what was best for national security. All indicators pointed back to Huntsville, Alabama, and Redstone Arsenal. We have the right people at the right place at the right time. Mr. President, on behalf of the people of the 5th Congressional District and all of Alabama, thank you for keeping your word.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Anybody?
Let me just say, Mr. President, I want to say thank you. And thank you for doing this because it was the right thing to do. When they looked at all the numbers, Huntsville was the place to go, and like you say, it was unfortunately pulled out, but you made it right. So I want to just say thank you again for a grateful nation, and to the state of Alabama, we're very grateful. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Throughout history, militaries has always understood that whoever could hold the high ground held the advantage. Space is the ultimate high ground. And what we're doing with moving the Space Command to Huntsville is absolutely critical to our maintaining dominance in that sphere. And it goes hand in hand with what we're trying to do with the Golden Dome and missile defense to defend against anyone else who tries to enter that sphere. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. And obviously, national defense is a huge issue. And when you look at the scores, Alabama was #1. And for political reasons, it was moved out of our state. But Mr. President, thank you for making priorities the defense and the warfighter and the safety of this nation. And in the big, beautiful bill, that Golden Dome will be built in Huntsville, Alabama, and we're grateful for that. Thank you.
Listen, as chairman of the Armed Services Committee, I care very much about what's most important for our national security. And the president held a nationwide competition to determine where we should have this command. If y'all remember, at the end of that competition, where Alabama came in first, there was a lot of complaints from the other states who did not place well. He said, we'll do it over with new criteria to accommodate your concerns. Alabama came in first in that second competition. His Secretary of the Air Force reviewed the results, said it was fair, and the president named Huntsville. It was the Biden administration that decided to make it political, even though his own Secretary of the Air Force said it was a fair competition and it should be in Huntsville. So I want you to know I appreciate this president standing up and being strong and saying he's going to make this right and put it where it rightfully belongs, and that's Huntsville, Alabama.
Thank you very much. Good job. Appreciate it. So thank you all very much. You are going to leave me alone now? You're not going to call me anymore and talk about this subject, right? You promise? They'll start something else. But I just want to congratulate you. It's a very big deal. When you come out and when you leave the room, you'll see that we just, over the last few minutes, literally shot out a boat, a drug-carrying boat, a lot of drugs in that boat. And you'll be seeing that, and you'll be reading about that. It just happened moments ago, and our great general, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who's been so incredible, including what took place in Iran, knocking out potential nuclear power for a long time to come. I think within a month they would have had it if we didn't do what we did. But he gave us a little bit of a briefing, and you'll see. And there's more where that came from. We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time. And we just, these came out of Venezuela and coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela. So we took it out, and you'll get to see that after this meeting is over. Do you have any questions, please?
Boom.
Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Cumberville talked about the cost savings
Yeah.
associated with this announcement. Can you talk about the strategic benefits by having Space Force Command headquartered in Huntsville?
Well, it just works because we have so much else there. And having a central, you could call it a central command, but it really is a command station. Also, even locationally, where it is, and when you think about flying distances, if you can save a half an hour as fast as some of these planes go and things go, and even the rockets go, if you can save by having the best location. So we went out, as you know, to experts, and we had 4 different groups of experts. They all said this was the best location. I also loved it from the standpoint, I know the people of Alabama, they are great people, work hard, and there's no games, and they're very proud of it. And I would say they fought harder for it than anybody else also. A lot of states, 5 states really wanted it, but they wanted it more. And I kid you not when I say that these people, they spoke to me a lot. That's all they wanted to talk about. They didn't want to talk about the weather. They only wanted to talk about moving to this location, moving to Alabama, Huntsville in particular. So we're honored to do it. They really wanted it badly, and they got it. Peter?
President Trump, something completely different, but about a big viral social media trend over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see you for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really? I didn't see that. You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody, and everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went out to visit some people at the club that I own, pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff.
I'm glad it's
well, it's fake news. You know, it's just it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. I knew they were saying, like, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? I said, I just left. And it's also sort of a longer weekend, you know, it's Labor Day weekend. So I would say a lot of people know I was very active this Labor Day. I had heard that, but I didn't hear it to that extent. Go ahead, Peter.
Something else. We know that this country has a huge problem with school shootings. You've said that you're open to sending the National Guard pretty much anywhere. Would you ever consider sending an armed National Guardsman to every school?
Well, we have a big problem with school shooting, but we also have thousands and thousands of schools that run perfectly. You know, they talk about you can do things construction-wise, and that's really, I think nobody knows more about construction than me. You can build the construction doors. You can build what they call safety doors, where they lock on the outside, the inside, and every place else. Well, But if one of these lunatics happens to get through, then the police can't get in. Then they're looking for keys all over the place, and it takes a lot of disadvantages to doing, spending billions and billions of dollars and actually making it safer in some way for some of these lunatics that we're dealing with. But I don't think so. I've thrown out the concept. We have great teachers that love our children. The parents love the children. Teachers love the children too. And if you took a small percentage of those teachers that were in the military, that were distinguished in the military, that were in the National Guard, et cetera, and you let them carry, that's something that a lot of people like. I sort of liked it. It'd have to be studied, but they're trained. They know about weapons. You can't do it with every teacher because most teachers don't know, and But I always thought that would be an alternative. But it just we've had a lot of instances. Other countries have also. They have different kinds of problems than we have, but we do have. There's something going on. And it's a bad thing. Yes, please.
Have you spoken with President Putin in the past week? Have you spoken with President Putin in the past week?
Yeah, I don't want to. I have learned things that will be very interesting. I think in the next few days you'll find out.
Will there be any consequences if there isn't some type of announcement of a meeting with President Putin and President Zelensky?
Yeah,
and what could those consequences be?
We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what they do and what happens. I'm watching it very closely. Last week, they lost 7,000, between the two countries, 7,313 soldiers, to be somewhat exact, for no reason whatsoever. And they're Russian and they're Ukrainian, but, they're soldiers. I want to see it end. Yeah.
Mr. President, have you decided you're definitely going to send National Guard troops to Chicago?
I didn't say when, but the answer is, look, Chicago's very interesting because I watched Pritzker get up and say we don't need help, we're safe. But 2 weeks ago, they had 6 people murdered, and they had 24 people hit by bullets. Last week, as you know, it was 7 people, 24 people hit, and 7 people died. And then over the last 2 days, that was the. I
mean, there were fires that I were just having to put.
50 hit with bullets, and you have this governor get up, who's a terrible governor. Probably he and Gavin Newsom would be probably the 2 worst and most naive. They're naive. Either they're naive or they're very untruthful. And he'll say, we don't want any protection. We don't need. So in the last 3 weeks, he's lost almost 20 people killed. There's no place in the world, including you can go to Afghanistan, you can go to places that you would think of. They don't even come close to this. Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hellhole right now. Parts of Los Angeles are terrible. If we didn't put out the fires, and I mean the other fires, the bullet fires, they didn't do a good job with. They should have had the water coming down, like I said. We had to release the water. We had to go in and release the water to L.A. It's so badly run. But if I didn't send the National Guard into Los Angeles, I would be making an announcement today. I'd be talking about Huntsville, and I'd simultaneously be saying, by the way, the Olympics is not coming to Los Angeles. If we didn't do that, and even the sheriff, the top law enforcement person in Los Angeles said, we could not have handled it without them. So that's what he said.
Did you make your mind up on Chicago, though?
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation. When we lose, when 20 people are killed over the last 2.5 weeks, and 75 are shot with bullets. So let me tell you a little story about a place called D.C., District of Columbia, right here where we are. It's now a safe zone. We have no crime. It's in such great shape. You can go and actually walk with your children, your wife, your husband. You can walk right down the middle of the street. You're not going to be shot, Peter. You're safe. Everyone likes you anyway. They probably wouldn't do it. But it's so dangerous. And there are people in this audience you've suffered greatly. There are people in this audience that have been mugged and hurt badly, and they don't want to talk about it. Maybe you were very brave in talking about it. You made quite an impression on a lot of people. I appreciate it. but there were other people in this room that have been hurt very badly just walking down the street in D.C. Washington, D.C. is a safe zone right now. It's a safe city. The restaurants are open. They're booming. You can't get a restaurant. New restaurants are announcing that they're going to be open. This took place in 12 days. Now it's 15 days, but 3 days ago it became what's known as a safe zone. It's a safe city. And this city was really bad, really, really bad. We took 1,600 people out, hardcore criminals that will not be coming back anytime soon. And we're very proud of it. You know, to have our nation's capital lose every week. You know, it was like years, many years, where every single week somebody was killed for many, many, many consecutive weeks. This went on for years. And then we had, last week it was announced that nobody was killed last week. And I made that announcement in front of a very distinguished leader of a country. And I'm saying proudly, ladies and gentlemen, nobody was killed in Washington, D.C. this week. He looked at me like, what's that all about? I say, yeah, we have a little bit of a crime problem, and we don't have a crime problem in Washington anymore. And the mayor has been very helpful, and the police commission has been very helpful, and it's been a great team. And I would love to have Governor Pritzker call me. I'd gain respect for him and say, we do have a problem, and we'd love you to send in the troops, because you know what? The people, they have to be protected. I saw today on one of your networks, not a friendly network, really the opposite, I would say, very unfriendly network. And they interviewed about 12 people on this morning. Most of them were African American, they were black. And they were saying, please, please, please let the president send in. These were people from Chicago. Please, we need help. We need help. We can't walk outside. We're petrified. If the governor of Illinois would call me up, I would love to do it. Now, we're going to do it anyway. We have the right to do it because I have an obligation to protect this country. And that includes Baltimore. I saw where Governor Moore was asking me to take a walk down the street of Baltimore. Well, Baltimore is a very unsafe place. It's rated number 4 in the city, one of the most unsafe places anywhere in the world. But, you know, we took care. This was a beautiful thing that happened in Washington because we showed that it could be done. And this wasn't just sending big, strong guys, and they are big and they are strong. You know, we had a great decision from the Supreme Court that had to do with sort of talent. It had to do with you are put down based on merit. You can hire based on merit. So merit for a soldier or for a policeman is strong, physically fit, having a certain ability, not a person that is woke and got the job through woke, but wasn't strong enough to lift a gun out of the holster, et cetera, et cetera. No, I looked at the police. As you know, last week I went over, we had a meeting there had to be 300 people, and they were all very impressive looking. And when the bad guys see them, they're not going to do a thing. And so I'm very proud of Washington. It serves as a template, and we're going to do it elsewhere. But Chicago is certainly going to be high. I would love to have him call. I would love the governor of Illinois. I'd be honored to take his call. All he has to do is say, sir, we need help. It's out of control. And everyone knows it is. He's not kidding anyone. I would love to have, I would say, Governor Moore call, because I watched him over the weekend trying to explain that Baltimore, what they need is housing. No, they don't need housing. They need to get rid of the criminals. These are hardcore criminals. You know, we took many people off the streets of Washington, D.C. They're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals, frankly. They were born to be criminals, and they're tough and mean, and they'll cut your throat, and they won't even think about it the next day. They won't even remember that they did it. And we're not going to have those people. Washington, D.C. is now a safe zone. It's a safe place. And you can walk, Katie, you can walk right down the street with, by the way, one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen, which is her husband. He was a football player for like 11 years in the NFL. He's a big person. But big doesn't mean anything when they have guns and when they have knives and everything else that they have, right? but you can walk right down the street, even by yourself, and you're totally safe. Washington, D.C. is a great thing. Yes, ma'am, please.
Mr. President, as you're calling on Democratic leaders across the country to work with you on crime, do you see your efforts here in D.C., including, for example, working with Mayor Bowser here as a model for bringing more bipartisanship in matters, not only with crime, but also issues that matter to everyday American people's lives?
So Mayor Bowser's been great. She could have taken the thing, oh, well, and then after I clean it up, they'll take credit for it. You know what they do is they take credit. Like, we cleaned up Los Angeles. We did a great job there. And it was overwhelming what was going on. And again, the police chief made a statement that we could not have done, there's no way they could handle it. You saw what was happening out there. It was going to be a disaster. We stopped it cold. If we didn't do that, would have been a very sad day. And you know, remember, we have the Olympics, we have the World Cup, we have all these things coming, and we have 250, all of these things coming. But I watched Newsom get up and say he's doing a great, he's not, we're the ones that did it, and that's okay, whatever it takes. But the main thing is but he got up and said, we did it. Well, he didn't want us there, and he's going to need us again because it's starting to form again. I see it. It's starting to form again. You know, we have to maintain. It's like maintenance on an airplane. You can buy it, but you have to maintain it. And if you don't maintain it, a good plane becomes very unsafe very quickly. So it's an honor to do it. It's a lot of presidents wouldn't do what I'm doing. I don't need this heat. But when I watched television last night and I'm watching the news and I see that 9 people were killed in Chicago and 54 were badly wounded with bullets, I say, that's not this country. We have to do something. And I do say this, I say this very much. I'm not speaking to anybody but them right now. I would love to receive calls from governors and mayors saying they need help. We'll help them. We have a lot of people. We have a great force. We have a great military force. You know, Pete will tell you that when I was running for office, and this was a big headline, I think, you know, probably got me a couple of votes, but you couldn't sign people in the military. Nobody wanted to join the military, the Army, Air Force, the Navy, Marines, Space Force, Coast Guard. We never forget Coast Guard because they've done such a great job. Never. But nobody wanted to join any of them. We were way below what we wanted. Every single one. The closest was the Marines, whatever that is. You'll explain that to me. But the closest was the Marines. But every service was way down, way down. And then I got elected, and our country's the hottest country anywhere in the world right now. Everybody's talking about the USA. They're talking about the job that we're doing. Everybody. We have the best economy. We have a very, very important decision being made by the Supreme Court because our country is the richest, the strongest, the most powerful. But if for some reason some liberal court, I'm talking about the court that just ruled, where even an Obama judge voted in favor of us, which I gave him a compliment yesterday, as you know. I said that took great courage. But it's a liberal court, and it's going up to the Supreme Court, who I think have been incredible people. I think they've made very wise decisions. But the tariff question, because without the tariffs, this country is in serious, serious trouble. We've taken in almost $17 trillion of investment is coming in. Most of it is coming because of tariffs. And if for some reason somebody wanted to be politically correct, I actually think it's unpolitically correct. I think politically correct is to approve it because there's nothing so popular as what's happened to our country. Our country is doing so well. But we had a liberal court gave us a very shocking ruling, and that ruling is basically saying that the trillions of dollars that are pouring into our country, putting us in a position like no country is anywhere in the world, that they'd like to see us that taken away. By the way, a lot of the people behind that lawsuit, that particular, are from foreign countries. I might add.
There's a video that is circulating online now of the White House where a window is open to the residents upstairs and somebody is throwing a big bag out the window. Have you seen this?
No, that's probably AI generated.
So
Actually, you can't open the windows. You know why? They're all heavily armored and bulletproof.
So that's a fake video?
Well, it's got to be because I know every window up there. The last place I'd be doing it is that because there's cameras all over the place, right, including yours. No, but every window, I've never seen a window that's In fact, my wife was complaining about it the other day. She said, love to have a little fresh air come in, but you can't. They're bulletproof. And number one, they're sealed. And number two, each window weighs about 600 pounds. You have to be pretty strong to open them up. No, that has to be. Where was the window? Let me see.
Oh, look at that.
Maybe from the renovations?
Which is the window?
It looks like this is on the 15th Street side, I think.
Yeah.
So right here.
Yeah, those windows are sealed. Those windows they're all sealed. You can't open them.
What you were saying regarding the federal.
It's the kind of thing they do. And one of the problems we have with AI, it's both good and bad. If something happens really bad, just blame AI. But also they create things, you know, it works both ways. If something happens that's really bad, maybe I'll have to just blame AI. But there's truth to it because I see so many phony things. I saw something as I was growing up from the time I was a baby till now. I said, who did that? It was AI generated. So it's a little bit scary, to be honest with you. But those windows are all very heavily sealed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to follow up with what you were saying regarding that federal appellate court that ruled against you and your administration as it relates to your ability.
Well, they ruled against our country, the court, and they ruled against us before. It's a very liberal court.
You called it highly partisan in your
Well, it
social
certainly
media
is.
posts.
It certainly
and in
is.
fact, it was along ideological lines, 7-4.
Well, except that we actually got one of the Obama judges that was appointed by President Obama voted in favor of the tariffs because he felt it was imperative for our country to thrive and survive even. And I gave him credit. I said, you know what? That took a lot of courage for him to do it because you don't see that often.
So my question is, I suspect you're going to appeal that all the way to the Supreme Court.
Well, we already have, yeah. In fact, we're doing something else. We're going to be going to the Supreme Court, we think, tomorrow because we need an early decision. I mean, look, the financial fabric of our country, we're a rich, incredible country right now. And we're able to, you know, other countries use tariffs on us for years, and we never did. I did a lot during my first term, but then we had COVID, and we had to focus on other things. You couldn't be tariffing Italy, Spain, France, as they were dying by the thousands and millions. But we did with China, and China paid us billions and billions of dollars. And I started the process, but then I had to end it a little bit because of COVID. We focused on that. But no, it's a very important decision. And frankly, if they make the wrong decision, it would be a devastation for our country. We've taken in trillions of dollars. And by the way, all these countries signed agreements, as an example. They signed, they're all happy, everybody's happy. But some whack job put in a lawsuit. It went before a very liberal court, and the liberal court ruled, it was 11, they ruled 7-4. With one of the most liberal of them all voting in our favor because they're patriots. I think I give tremendous credit to that judge. And now it's going to the Supreme Court. Now we're going to be asking for early admittance. We're going tomorrow, and we're going to ask for an expedited ruling because, you know, when you look at the stock market's down today, the stock market's down because of that. Because the stock market needs the tariffs. They want the tariffs. If you look at AI, all of those, you know, all of that money that's going to be invested, trillions and trillions of dollars, the biggest thing, bigger than the internet, I suspect. It's the internet plus 3 or 4 other things combined. We are leading very substantially with AI. We're leading because of tariffs. We're leading because of talent, and this is where they'd like to be. But without the tariffs, we wouldn't have a chance because we wouldn't be able to protect those investments of the companies coming in. So if you took away tariffs, we could end up being a third world country. That's how big the ruling. So we're asking for an expedited ruling.
As a backstop to that, President, you have a Republican-controlled Congress. You control the House. You control the Senate.
Yeah, but we don't have 60 votes. We don't have 60 votes. I'd love to do that. Oh, if we had 60 senators, if we got the 60 votes, we would get them. But we need 60 votes, and we need, you know, a certain number in the House. I think we'd get, I don't know, we have about 5 of them here. Would everybody agree with me on tariffs? Without tariffs, we're a different country. We have taken in so much money. And here's the thing. We signed a deal with Japan. They're paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. We signed a deal with South Korea. We signed a deal with the European Union. We signed a deal with Europe. And those countries are paying us $950 billion, and they're happy about it. They're okay. As one of them said, it's amazing that we got away with it so long. One of my friends, a leader of one of the countries, and they're fine with it. They all signed. If that ruling ever went against us, I guess we'd have to give back hundreds of billions. We would have to give trillions and trillions of dollars back to countries that have been ripping us off for the last 35 years. And I can't imagine it happening. On a legal basis, they have no legal basis whatsoever. But on a common sense basis, it would destroy America. Okay.
We talked about controlling the sky. On Sunday, the satellite signal of Ursula von der Leyen's plane was alleged.
With Ursula? Well, she had an interesting event. She's a tremendous woman. And so what are you asking me about her?
NATO is concerned about it, and too, about this.
Sure, NATO is concerned about it. Well, nobody knows where it came from, but they did take away her ability to use a phone. You know? Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that could happen to me. I'd be very happy.
Mr. President, reducing the tariffs on India from 50%.
What does that mean?
Are you considering taking away some of the tariffs that you've imposed on India? You had posted.
No, we get along with India very well. But India has, you have to understand, for many years it was a one-sided relationship. Only now, since I came along, and because of the power that we have with tariffs, India was charging us tremendous tariffs, about the highest in the world. They were about the highest in the world, number one. And we, therefore, weren't doing much business with India, but they were doing business with us because we weren't charging them. Foolishly, we weren't charging them. So they would send in massive, everything they made, they'd send it in, pour it into our country. Therefore, it wouldn't be made here, which is a negative. But we would not send in anything because they were charging us 100% tariffs. And, I'll give you an example, Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson couldn't sell into India. There was a 200% tariff on a motorcycle. So what happens? Harley Davidson went to India and built a motorcycle plant. And now they don't have to pay tariffs. Same thing as us. So what we're doing is literally thousands of companies are coming into the U.S., car companies, AI, but, more traditionally, car companies. We have so many car company factories under construction or being designed right now. And they're coming from China, they're coming from Mexico, I must tell you, and they're coming from Canada, a lot of them coming from Canada. But they're coming into our country because they want to build here. And they want to build here for two reasons. Number one, they'd like to be here. And number two, the tariffs are protecting them. And number three, they want to avoid paying tariffs. When they build their cars here, they don't have any tariffs to pay. When you build here, you don't have any tariffs.
Mr. President,
Go ahead,
in light of the Minnesota shooting last week, the Department of Homeland Security is now awarding more than $100 million to hundreds of faith organizations across the country to help them ramp up security. What's your vision for further protecting religious liberty across the country amid incidents of threats and violence?
Religious liberty is so important, and we're talking about every religion now, and we're doing things on that nobody else has ever done, and we're going to be having a big announcement in about 2 weeks on that question. Yeah, please.
On Space Command, sir, are you concerned that people may not be willing to relocate from Colorado to Alabama?
No, I'm not worried. It will get somebody else. The problem with Colorado is they have a very corrupt voting system. Look, I have so many friends in Colorado. Anytime you have mail-in voting, you have corrupt elections. Very simple. It's very simple. Even Jimmy Carter said it with his commission. They set up a commission with him and Scoop Jackson and some people, highly regarded people. And they said the finding was, if you have mail-in voting, you will have corrupt elections. Well, your radical left governor decided that he was going to have all mail-in voting in Colorado. Once you have all mail-in voting, and for whatever reason, the Democrats cheat. And they cheat like, they're not stupid. That's the only thing. They're no good on policy. They're no good on management. They're no good at government. But they're great at cheating. And they stick together, too. I give them credit for sticking together.
Mr. President,
please.
Obviously, this is a big win for national security, moving this to Alabama. We've all can agree with that.
Big.
Is there any idea of the economic impact this has on the state and on that local area?
Katie, do you want to answer that?
Look, I mean, go ahead, George.
Please go.
This is going to be tremendous. I mean, the state of Alabama, what we've seen through this process is the worst of Washington. We've seen politics get in the way of what is best for the warfighter, what's best for national security. And the state of Alabama is about to show the country the best among us. So we know the economic impact is going to be tremendous. There at Redstone Arsenal, we're proud to house everything from the FBI to headquarters there for material command to a number of things. We obviously have NASA with Marshall Space Flight Center, and so this naturally fits within. When you look at the decision matrix that they placed in front of us, that's why we ranked so high, is because we have the resources necessary and the ability to build out quickly to meet the needs in front of us. As far as economic impact, it would be tremendous. Does anybody have an exact number? 1,600 jobs.
3,000 spinoff.
With 3,000 spinoff. Look at this. This is teamwork right here. So we are really proud, and the people of Alabama are ready to get to work.
And I've got a housing question, if you could, just for a second, Mr.
Yeah,
President.
please.
Owning a home and going about the American dream seems like it's out of touch for a lot of Americans. Just recently, you pushed out a statement about addressing an emergency housing situation.
That's right, we're thinking about doing that.
Yeah, can you just...
Well, we need a little help from the Fed. We have
There you go.
a man named Jerome Too Late Powell. You probably heard of him. He's too late. He's way too late. And the economy is so strong that it's pushing through that. Normally, it would have been much tougher, but we're doing so well that we're pushing through it. But it makes it very hard for people to get mortgages because too late is too late. Very simple. He's too late.
Build a website you love.
Freaking seriously?
Because he was hoping that, I guess, Biden would get in, or that Kamala would. He was a big Biden guy. Explain that one. And then he was a Kamala person. But he was hoping, I guess, she'd win, I guess. I don't know. It didn't work out too well. But, yeah, we need a very serious cut. You know, I think that if you look back many decades ago, the United States was always the lowest, even if they were doing badly. The United States was, because without the United States, everything in the world would die. It's true. It's so powerful. It's so big. And I made it really big in the first 4 years. Then it started to degenerate with what this Biden administration did. But we built it up to a level that I never thought we could be at this quickly. We're the hottest, we're the best financially. The money coming in is so big because of tariffs and other things, but because of tariffs. Tariff gets us even those other things. Plus, it gets us great negotiating. I settled 7 wars, and numerous of those wars were because of trade. And numerous of the trade deals that I made were because of tariffs. It gives you a great negotiating ability. If that ability were taken away from us by a liberal court acting on essentially foreign nations, asking to get help from the United States government, when they've been doing this to us for 40 years, that's why we have $38 trillion in debt. We won't have it for long if they let us, if they allow us to do what everybody knows we should be able to do. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, another Biden-era action that you're now reversing is that you signed a deal last week to make federal buildings adopt and embrace classical architecture styles again. Can you talk to us about why you do that, and also what's your vision?
Well, we want to see beautiful buildings. Now, you know, it's in the eye of the beholder. I've seen architectural reviews over the years. I'm an expert at it. I've gotten a lot of great reviews. But I've seen buildings that I didn't think were very good get great reviews, and I've seen great buildings get bad reviews. So, but it's just a standard. We want to have a good standard. We're building something here. You know, for 150 years, they wanted a ballroom at the White House. We're doing something at the highest level, using great architects and all. And, you know, it's very exciting. But we have a lot of interesting things happening architecturally in D.C. And D.C. is like a different place. And, you know, even the contractor said, sir, we walked down today, we feel like much safer. It's like a different place. Washington, D.C. is great. Now, we're going to also beautify it. We're going to put a topping on the roads. We're not going to rip them apart and take 4 years to build a road that was exactly the same by the time you build it. But we're going to put toppings. We're going to put new medians in. We're going to get the graffiti off. We're going to put tiles up in the tunnels where the tiles are missing. We'll do the whole tunnel instead of, you know, a little area where you see new tiles, old tiles that never look too good. But they could use it. You know, they've been up for 50 years. They've served their duty. But we're going to make this within about a 20-mile radius from the White House. We're going to have this place spick and span. It's going to be crime-free, and it's going to be spick and span. It's going to be, you'll be proud of Washington again. Go ahead, please.
Sir, China's having a massive military parade that President Putin and Kim Jong-un will be attending. Do you interpret that as a challenge to the U.S.? And are you concerned at all about those countries trying to be some sort of counterweight?
Not at all. China needs us, and I have a very good relationship with President Xi, as you know, but China needs us much more than we need them. No, I don't see that at all, no. And I had actually a very good meeting with President Putin a couple of weeks ago. We'll see if anything comes out of it. If it doesn't, we'll take a different stance.
The March today in California ruled that your deployment of National Guard troops to Los Angeles was illegal. Do you have any response?
Well, it was a radical left judge. But very importantly, what did you not tell me in that question or statement that you made? Pretty much of a statement, I think.
Well, I was asking for the response.
No, you didn't say what the judge said, though. The judge said, but you can leave the 300 people that you already have in place. They can continue to be in place. That's all we need. But why didn't you put that as part of your statement? Because the judge, the same judge, ruled exactly as you said, except the judge said that you could leave the 300 people that you already have in place. They can stay, they can remain, they can do what they have to do. Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, press. Thank you. Thank you. Let's head out. Let's go, guys. Thank you.
Let's go. Let's go. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Keep going. Thanks, guys.
Peter.
Thank you, press.
My fam, that was it. That was it for us, everybody. The announcement, Department of Defense, of course, Space Force. Just one headline for FOMC, Jerome Powell too late. Expecting the next FOMC to be exciting. He's watching, so I'm pretty positive things are going to come out. And I mean, I can already tell, in the comments, you are really ready for a cut. But my fam, we wanted to hear, we see Trump well, so far so good. I like that. And we had a pretty good time there, about an hour or so, like usual. Thank you guys for coming in. I would say thank you. Let's close the poll right now. Thank you to all our donors right now coming in, Mansoor and also Alpha Cry. Thank you so much, Alpha Cry, for that. Appreciate that. To all my admins, new members, new subscribers. We always do this. We come in when the president speaks. We like that, and I appreciate that you guys also like it. That's why I see you here. So thank you. In the channel, we welcome all kinds of opinions, and sometimes, most of the time, obviously, it's not related to crypto, but we still are here. But when it's related to crypto, you're going to see a lot of more fam here like we had in July with Crypto Week. So prepare, because Clarity Act, the market structure, is coming in a few more months. For that, I'm so excited. But we'll be here until then. Have a good one, everybody. God bless you. Like and subscribe. Links down below. Join BTCC. Join the exchanges. And I'll see you next time. Peace. Your streams are not long enough, bro. I'm tired. Thank you. Love you, fam. And YouTube Premium. I know, right?